All right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions going to Soldier Field in Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. I think we played them again on Thanksgiving in a couple weeks, so we'll pay them 2 games in a small period of time. Let's talk about it. We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow, Motor City Sports Talk, and yeah, man, we going to Chicago. They 3-5, we 3-4-1. They was favored to win the division. Right now, Green Bay is like 7-2. And in Minnesota's right before that, second place, and then, both of us right behind them. So we fighting for, playoff lives, division lives, and probably the loser of this game is probably going to be out and playing for draft position, in my opinion. But for people that haven't seen the Chicago Bears this year, the defense has been affected by the lack of offense. Excuse me, still drinking tea. A little bit. Trubisky ain't really progressed, and I didn't like the mix between Trubisky and Matt Nagy. And when they traded Jordan Howard, I figured this team would struggle. Okay, I like David Montgomery, but the problem is Matt Nagy come from the Andy Reid tree, where Matt Nagy don't want to run the ball. Matt Nagy want to drop back 30, 40, 50 times, and Trubisky can't throw the ball and read defenses yet. And his arm ain't that strong neither to cut through the strong winds in Soldier Field. By the way, it'll be 38 degrees and around 15 miles an hour in wind. Trubisky don't have an arm to play in Soldier Field, which kind of baffles you looking back at it. Patrick Mahomes with a tremendous arm and hand size, he's built to play outdoors. Trubisky's not, but that's the problem. The offense has affected their defense and they special teams. They still missing kicks, going wide right, wide left, whatever you want to call it in the wide right crew, the wide left crew. But the quarterback play just shows you why so much emphasis and quarterbacks get so much credit and the blame, because it's a direct, it's a direct claim to this one where Trubisky is hurting the overall morale of this team because he can't mount offense up. He got weapons everywhere from Trey Burton to Allen Robinson to Taylor Gabriel to Anthony Miller out of Memphis to David Montgomery and Tyreek Cohen, and he the one consistent, the one constant. They can't get the truck running, But looking at the matchup, it's a tough matchup for us because their defense is tough. It may not be as tough as it once was because of the offense is not mounting it. But hey, we've been protecting the passer a little bit better. But they still got Khalil Mack. The King Spence is injured. They still got Leonard Floyd. They still got Eddie Jackson. They still got Fuller. They still got Eddie Goldman up front. So really, it's going to come down to our offense versus their defense. Can Stafford keep playing at MVP level? And, can he get us in the end zone a couple times? 20 points to win this game, okay? And can our defense stop Trubisky from being productive? It's our defense versus their offense. It sounds cliche, and our offense versus their defense. But, looking at from the offensive standpoint, and that's not going to take long to really explain this part, they really got to exploit matchups. You know what I'm saying? The inability to run the ball. They had some success versus with McKissick and a little bit with Tyler Johnson, but Stafford is gonna have to go out there and slice this defense up. I spread it out. You know what I'm saying? And I like my matchups on the outside: Jones, Galladay, Amendola. Hockenson doesn't have a concussion. You gotta spread this defense out. And Chip coming out the backfield and make some plays happen. Stafford got a big enough arm to cut through the wind in Chicago. And, I spread it out and run it. This is one of the games where I'm not going to be heavy too much with tight ends. I'll be spreading out. I had Hockenson and Amendola in the slot working the middle. And I had Jones and Galladay working underneath and working up, down the field. And I think Marvin Hall is going to be huge in this game too. Not him just going down the field and stretching the defense out in this win. But I think he could be huge, in the whip routes, the screen routes, the short game, and his explosiveness. But Stafford gonna have to win this game offensively. He got to pick this defense apart and minimize the interception he had versus Galladay. I understood it, but it should have been put a little bit high. But he have to minimize. He got to win this game. It's Stafford versus this defense and our defense versus Trubisky. Whichever quarterback, whichever defense make the most plays, that's who's going to win. Whoever quarterback make the most plays. But for the Lions, it's going to be matchups. You know what I'm saying? Amendola, Hockenson, and Jones and Galladay on the outside, and then working the inside, and Stafford slicing them up. And that's what's going to boil down to, and getting McKissick and Tyler Johnson getting the critical runs. But if it come down like 30 inches or 4 inches, like at the end of the day, Daryl Bevel is going to have to get creative, because you're not going to move. Even without Akeem Spence, I don't trust him to pick up the inches, but sometimes might have to. You might have to run that ball and try to get them inches, but it's pretty going to come down to Stafford and his arm winning the game. Now, for the Bears defensively, what they need to do is I would try to rush. I would try to rush 4 and get exotic with for the Bears fan. I'll try to rush 4 and get exotic. Confuse the offensive line with stunts. I don't know if Graham Glasgow will be back. Stunts and exotic front 4, just pressures. I let Khalil Mack do what he do best. Go 1-on-1 with Wagner or go 1-on-1 with Taylor Decker. He might get chipped. Floyd, Leonard Floyd, and them guys. Roquan Smith. I let them rush and I play coverage and I'll try to lock down Amendola and Hockenson to make Stafford throw outside the numbers with this win. Defensively, that's what I would do with them. I would really probably, pay a lot of attention to the middle of the field with Amendola and Hockenson, and if Jesse James in there. And I'll try to make Stafford with that win going outside the numbers and cut the ball through that win. But other than that, I don't really think you got to worry about nothing really going over the top with that win that much. But, that's what I would do. And preferably, I send 4 or 5, disguise some blitz. I would probably blitz a little bit here. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Amendola is a magician, and Hockenson and Galladay has been working miracles, getting off the line of scrimmage and invading that bumping run coverage. So, they got a thin line, but I think they got to blitz a little bit here. But I would trust my 4 against the 5 in the offensive line of Detroit Lions. But offensively for the Bears, I think they got to showcase Trubisky run skills a little bit. I think it's a read option. I think moving the pocket. Moving the pocket a lot. Doing some things that Jim Harbaugh did with Alex Smith when he was with the 49ers, man. Moving that pocket, cutting the progressions down a little bit and making shit a little bit digestible for Trubisky. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be moving that pocket, flooding the coverage. I'll be doing some play action, letting Taylor Gabriel in the bubble screen game, the jailbreak screen game with Robinson. I let Cohen get out there in the screen game. I would run the ball at this run defense. A lot of David Montgomery for the Chicago Bears. A ton of it. I'll just keep feeding them. Him and Cohen out the backfield. I play action. I get Robinson in the slot 1-on-1 against some, Coleman. And that's just how I'll be doing it. I'll be doing a lot of design runs with Trubisky. I'll be doing a lot of moving the pocket, a lot of play action bootlegs, a lot of David Montgomery, a lot of Tyreek Cohen, and we would just grind at this sorry Detroit Lions defense, and I was just grind with the run game, play action, move the pocket, and that's how I approach it. Now for the Lions defense, what they got to do is stop the run game, force Trubisky to beat you with the run. And if you got to stack the line, with 8, 9 in the box, and you trust your DBs, to cover long enough and to make plays, especially with this wind going on. Trubisky don't have the biggest arm, so if you can force some throws outside the numbers, you could play those receivers to the inside and make Trubisky go down the field outside the numbers with this wind. I take my chances with that. But I definitely would have emphasis on stopping David Montgomery and emphasis on making Trubisky go outside the numbers and go down the field. I'm shading inside. I'm taking away the slant routes. I'm playing the crossing routes. You know what I'm saying? I'm making this dude go down the field outside the numbers with this win, with that lazy arm that he got, with that noodle arm that he got. And that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Stop the run. But the thing is, Matt Nagy is not shy from getting away from the run. So if you stop the run, you discourage Nagy from running the ball early, you're able to cause some turnovers, get some pressure, get some fumbles. You can win the game versus Trubisky, man. And the game is to be won by the team and keep their playoff hopes alive. Right now, the Bears went from a Super Bowl contender to pretenders with Trubisky. But the great thing about the Bears situation, before I give a winner, the great thing about it is it's not like when Matthew Stafford got drafted. It's not when Jamarcus Russell got drafted, where the cap hit was astronomical. The NFLPA got finessed out of that. And what I mean by that is they convinced the NFL convinced the players that the players was complaining the rookies was making too much money. Okay. So the NFL said, okay, we'll take the money from the rookies and put a cap and give you guys the money back. The NFL players, the veterans never got the money back. Okay? They never got the money back. The money went back to the NFL. So the players fucked the rookies and they fucked themselves, excuse my language. And the NFL ended up pocketing that money. So thus we got a rookie cap, which helps Chicago because they didn't break the bank to pay Mitchell Trubisky. So now next year they can go out there and look for a quarterback, which I think is a kid from Utah State who's pretty nice. Probably in the second round, I don't know if he moved up the first round. You know, they could look at Herbert, they could look at Tua. I don't think Tua is the guy for whatever reason it is. He just seemed a little bit frail for them. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, quarterback will solve a lot of problems for the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? They got everything else in place. Maybe a couple more linemen, get Kyle Long healthy. I like the direction they going. They just missed on the quarterback. And you know, when you play outdoors, you need a certain type of quarterback. Big arm quarterback, strong, durable, big hands. And Chicago just missed on that. This was a bad organizational decision. And Matt Nagy want to throw it around, and Trubisky can't throw it that good. Either he could try to develop him or go get another quarterback. You know, maybe they should have traded for Josh Rosen at the trade deadline. I still like Rosen, even though he's going through some things down there in Miami. All right. But at the end of the day, I like Chicago going. They just messed up on the quarterback with the most important position. But I don't like Matt Nagy as a play caller at all, or a head coach. Sorry. He just throw too much. Just like Andy Reid. They ran Jordan Howard out of there, and they need him the most. You know, you can't get away from running him. But to give a winner, it's a close thought, man. It's a hard game to predict. And really, I went back and forth on this one. I'm going to go ahead and say the Lions win this one. I'm going to say 20-21 on a late Matt Prater field goal. In Soldier Field with the win. I'm going to say Matt Prater sending the Lions to a close victory. I can see it going either way, but I got the Lions winning 21-20 over the Chicago Bears, which I can see Chicago running off with this one too and getting hot. Hey, but it's Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And check them out the channel for more sports and music entertainment outside of Detroit. Goodfellas Sports TV. Goodfellas Sports TV is the channel. Check me out over there. And hey, let me know who you guys think in the comment section to win this game. I think it's going to be razor close. I think we in for like a miniature classic to close out our last game in Soldier Field in 2019 until we get to the next decade. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports